Hey there, and welcome to Reverse Reset Restore, the podcast that's all about restoring health and well-being from the inside out. I'm Sally, your host, and this is my journey of self-discovery, healing, and acceptance. Want to embark on this adventure with me? Change comes from within. Hello beautiful! Today marks our 31st self-care tip, and it's the end of our dedicated 31 days of self-care program as part of Mental Health Awareness Month here in Australia. We kicked off our program with writing when we looked at the value in journaling, and it seems fitting that by happy circumstance, our final day is marked also with a writing activity. And this one is pretty special because it's about writing something to future you. Welcome back. If you are a regular supporter, I am just forever grateful that you choose to spend time with me. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you along. Now, as I just mentioned, we are at the end of a very special 31 days of focusing on self-care. And if you're thinking, damn, I missed it, never fear. All the episodes of the past 30 days are available and doable at any time. So even though these episodes served a specific purpose of Mental Health Awareness Month, your self-care practices are an anytime thing. So start today and work backwards or forwards or pick and choose the episodes that sound most interesting to you. The whole program is there for you to try. And I hope you do, because you, my darling friend, is so worth the compassion and self-expression that comes along with self-care. Let's get into today's final topic. Oh, and so I'm clear, this is not a Dear John, Dear Joan letter, okay? This is a letter of hope and joy and positive intentions. What is the point of writing a letter, you might be asking? Well, writing a letter to your future self can have significant mental health benefits, but it's also about offering your future self some support. Writing a letter from now might be just what you need to hear later. It's all about perspective. It's hard to see the good once you're in a tough spot. Writing a letter when you're in a positive headspace can give your future self perspective and remind you that no matter what your future self might be facing while reading this letter, you believe in them to get through any situation. It also allows you to extend self-forgiveness. We are often our toughest critic. Writing a letter focused on self-compassion can be a good reminder to be kind to ourselves here and in moving forward. Writing to our future selves can also activate the sense that this too shall pass, or that things may be hard now, but I can get through difficult times. Besides offering perspective, self-forgiveness, and some good old-fashioned optimism, it's a therapeutic exercise that can help you in various other ways, including self-reflection. Writing a letter to your future self encourages self-reflection. You take a moment to think about your current thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. This introspection can help you gain clarity about your mental state. Goal setting. Many people include goals and aspirations in their letters to their future selves. This process can be motivating and give you a sense of purpose. Having clear goals can positively impact your mental health by providing a sense of direction and accomplishment. Self-compassion. Writing a letter to your future self, often involves expressing self-compassion. You may offer kind and encouraging words to your future self, which can be a reminder to treat yourself with the same kindness in the present. Self-compassion is closely tied to mental well-being. Stress reduction. Expressing your current worries or stresses in the letter can provide a sense of relief. It's like unburdening your mind by putting your concerns on paper. This can reduce your anxiety and help you manage stress more effectively. Perspective and growth. When you read the letter in the future, you can gain valuable perspective on how much you've grown or changed. This can be a source of encouragement, reminding you that you have overcome challenges in the past, which can build your resilience and confidence. Emotional release. Sometimes writing a letter can just be an emotional release. You can safely express your feelings, even the difficult ones, without judgment. This emotional catharsis can be therapeutic and help you process and manage intense emotions. Mindfulness and presence. Writing to your future self can also encourage mindfulness and being present in the moment. As you write about your current experiences and your feelings, you become more aware of them, which can enhance your emotional intelligence and reduce ruminating over the thoughts that are running around in your head. Tracking progress. Over time, reading letters you've written to your future self can help you track your mental health journey. You can see patterns in your thoughts and emotions. You can help identify your triggers and areas where you may need some help or where you've made improvements. Positive affirmations. Many people also include positive affirmations or messages of hope and resilience in their letters. These affirmations can serve as reminders of your strengths and your resilience during challenging times. Pop in a favorite quote or something that someone has said to you that's encouraged you in the past, and that can serve as a wonderful reminder as well. Connection with your future self. Writing a letter bridges the gap between your present self and your future self. It's a way of nurturing your relationship with you, emphasizing continuity and self-care. This sense of connection can boost your overall mental well-being. Now that I've shared a bunch of reasons for writing your beautiful future self a letter from your current beautiful self, let's discuss what you might write about, just in case you need a few ideas. But before we do that, could you please consider responding to my future self by sending me a little message of support and encouragement? If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, that's as simple as giving me some stars and leaving me a review. Or if you're on another streaming site, leave a comment, hit subscribe, or inbox me on the Reverse Reset Restore Insta or Facebook pages. I'd love to hear from you. Now that you know what my future self is looking forward to hearing about, here are some quick ideas on what you could write about if feeling stumped or needing a gentle prompt. Congratulations for a work achievement. Hope for the goals you have set for yourself. Reminders that you are loved and worthy of love. A funny story that happened to you. Something that means so much to you right now. A list of things or places that you want to see or do or experience before you open this letter. An apology. The way you hope to have grown by the time you next read this letter. You've got your reasons, you've got your writing prompts to spark a conversation. All that's left to do is think about the logistics of it. How are you going to present this letter to yourself? You can opt to do this digitally, which is easy enough to do, but I highly recommend that you use pen and paper for this exercise where you can. It's a special moment you're creating for yourself, both now and in the future. And there is something about connecting to your writing in this tactile way. If you've got the time and extra money, head to a stationery store or bookstore and choose some stationery just for this purpose. You can also obviously use a notepad or even paper from the printer. It's ultimately what you're writing that is more valuable than what you're writing on. Still, I think the lesson on showing yourself you're worthy of that fancy stationery is also an important one. Not just for your future self, but for who you are right now. You're worth it. Writing a letter to your future self is a valuable mental health practice that encourages self-reflection, goal setting, self-compassion, and stress reduction. It can also provide perspective, promote emotional release, and enhance mindfulness and presence. Over time, it becomes a record of your personal growth and resilience. This simple yet powerful exercise can be a tool for maintaining and improving your mental health. And it's definitely a great way to practice self-care. You could also choose to make this a regular practice or do it as a one-off. Perhaps you'll write yourself a yearly letter or one for 2 or 5 or 10 years in the future. You can choose exactly what you want to give to future you. Thanks again for joining me for this episode and for any of the 31 days of self-care episodes that you may have been a part of. I'd love to hear about your experiences over the past 31 days. What did you try? What you loved or didn't? And what you're going to use going forward in practicing self-care. Or if you have other practices you think myself and other listeners would like to know about, please feel free to share. I'd love to share your experiences in another episode, so if this is something you're keen and comfortable to do, please inbox me at the Reverse Reset Restore Facebook or Instagram page. Your contribution could be the life-changing moment for someone. When I went searching for a quote that I felt would suit today's topic, I stumbled upon one from the talented writer Emily Dickinson. I think this resonated with me, not just as a writer or podcaster, but as that very real need I think lies within all of us to kind of live on forever in some way. Emily said, "A letter always seemed to me like immortality, because it is the mind alone without corporal friend."